This was not supposed to happen. I took my cousin and her kids to Blue Springs for a normal summer swim, and we ended up spending an hour in the water with a mama manatee and her baby. Here's how it happened and how you might get lucky too. If you know me at all, you know I'm a beach girl. I grew up closer to Blue Springs than I did to the ocean, and somehow I barely swam here growing up. In the last year, I've been back a bunch. Paddleboarding, watching the winter manatees from the boardwalk, but swimming? I genuinely couldn't remember the last time. So when my cousin came into town from Colorado with her 3 kids, I asked if they wanted to come swim with me at Blue Springs. I wasn't expecting much. Maybe we'd get lucky and spot one of the few manatees that stick around all year, but I wasn't sure if it would actually happen. We got there around 8:30 on a Thursday morning, a weekday on purpose because summer weekends here fill up fast. I drove to the main parking area I'm most familiar with, but realized later we could have parked closer to the swimming area, so keep that in mind for your trip. We kept it simple. No shoes, no shirts, just floats, my camera, the kids had goggles, and I had a dry bag for my keys that, spoiler, did not do its job. We walked the shaded boardwalk all the way to the last swimming entry point. Right as we got in the water, a park employee told us a manatee named Matthew had just been spotted. So of course, we made a beeline to where she suggested at the spring head, hoping to catch him. We didn't have water shoes, so this was me walking on sand, then algae-covered tree trunks, then rocks, all the way up the spring run. When we got there, Matthew was already gone. Someone in the water told us, "Don't worry about looking for the manatee, just watch for the park employee in the kayak." Feeling less optimistic now, we started floating back down the run. And then we saw the kayak. I stood up in the water, and there it was, a manatee. Then the kids put their goggles on and realized it wasn't just one, it was a mom and her baby. They were heading up toward the spring head, and my cousin looked at the crowd up there and said, "It looks chaotic." I agreed and suggested we wait, thinking the manatee would probably turn back sooner than later. And sure enough, before we knew it, they turned around and swam right by us. We stayed completely still and just watched them swim by. The kayak guide stays with the manatee to make sure nobody gets too close. You're supposed to keep 20 feet away, and if you drift in, you'll hear him call out to get back. We got closer than we meant to a couple times, just from the current, but we never touched them and never got close enough that we could. For about an hour, we just floated near this mama and her baby. I was in amazement. My cousin was thrilled, especially for her kids, and we couldn't believe this serendipitous swim on a random Thursday. Eventually, the manatees drifted toward a roped-off section of the spring, space set aside just for them. And that's when we all realized how cold we actually were. One of the kids' teeth were chattering, so we called it. On the walk back, we could see them from the boardwalk, plus some huge gar swimming near the surface. Genuinely one of the best mornings of the summer. Okay, if you want to swim hoping for a manatee sighting, here's what you need to know. Blue Springs does not run manatee swim tours. The only official swim with manatee tours in Florida are in Crystal River on the other coast. What you can do here is get lucky because a few resident manatees stick around all year, even in summer when the big winter crowds are gone. If you want better odds, go on a weekday, go early, and once you're in the water, don't look for the manatee, look for the park employee in the kayak. A few things to consider bringing. Water shoes can definitely be useful. Bring your own mask or snorkel or buy it at the park. Just know they don't rent them. They do rent floats if you don't want to take your own, and bug spray. Both my cousin and I got bit, but thinking back, I don't recall seeing a mosquito, so it might have been no-see-ums. I don't like bug spray, but consider bringing it just in case the bugs are especially bad. I've got a full written guide and video guide on Blue Springs. Winter versus summer, what's allowed when, all of it. Linked below if you're planning a trip. But honestly, sometimes the best moments aren't the ones you plan for. This was one of those mornings. Please hit that subscribe button for more Florida and travel content. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye!